Can you blimmin' believe it? The DNA Winter Series is now in its 10th anniversary. Woohoo! That's 10 whole years of making carp fishing films at the hardest time of year. Despite the relentless amount of whinging that we do, we still love our carp fishing in the winter months and the challenges that it poses. We cannot wait to get started with the brand new series. To mark the 10th anniversary of this winter series, we have got some very special shows in store for you all. We're going to be visiting some of the venues that we've been fishing the past decade, and we're going to be bringing some old friends along the way.
And I'm back, baby, that's right. A little bit of eye candy for your wives, because let's face it, Moz and Bar, they ain't eye candy.
Get out of the way, Bones. So if you love your winter fishing just like us, or you like watching myself, Bonesy the Blanker or Bart's Caveman's Hands, then make sure you subscribe to the DNA YouTube channel for this year's 10th anniversary of the winter series. Welcome along to part 2 of the winter series then, and you've probably guessed where we are. If you haven't, we are at Mill Lodge Retreat. Now this is the venue when we were last here on the winter series, because we're obviously going back to the places that we've been to in the past for the 10th anniversary. This was where I filmed the beloved Iain Macmillan, and Nick Davies was there with this one, but this time round you've got your beautiful
I get the
self,
pleasure
Ollie.
of your company, don't I?
You do,
So,
yeah.
yes.
First thoughts, your first time here?
Mega. It's a cool
Cool,
place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? When the guys at the office said, do you want to come along for a winter series? You can choose, can't remember where it was, or here. I was like, I'll come here, thanks. Because you get one of these lovely cabins. So, yeah, and we are really spoilt here, aren't we?
Yeah,
so,
you are, yeah, it's lovely. They put, the food here is amazing, the fishing's amazing, and the accommodation is, second to none. It's
I
lovely.
can't wait to get wet a line as well. Already seen a couple, haven't we? Which is a good start.
Yeah, which is ideal. The weather, like recently, has been horrendous, as it always is, obviously, with the winter series. But I think if you could choose winter weather at the moment, this would be it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we've got a bit of low pressure, haven't we? We've got, although the wind's really cold, it still feels all right, doesn't it? We've got a bit of sunshine, bit of warmth. I think it feels good for it.
It does feel good. I think this is the best it's felt winter-wise for myself going out, because the last few trips have been absolutely horrendous for me, and I'm yet to actually catch one in 2025 at the moment. I've been out twice, so
oh dear.
I'm
right,
hoping,
we need to change that then, don't we?
Yeah, I'm hoping that's going to swing round this trip. So you're in pod 5, is it?
I think so, 5.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So our ideas, wasn't it? The 2 fish we've seen are sort of in these 2 channels. We've got an island up the far end, and the 2 we've seen at either side. So there is a pod in the corner, there's 2 pods in the corner, but we're sort of thinking, if there are fish down there, we'll leave them there. I'm in 5, I don't know what number yours is, but
9.
we're basically on the edge of the island, and I think we're just sort of...
Yeah, going to sort
fish
of
that
almost
zone.
trap them in there as such, but obviously there's going to be opportunities where we can go down there and fish for them, but I think obviously getting on top of them and fishing it, although even for the winter you would normally do that, but I think because it's so shallow down there, they will no doubt move out of there and end up sort of in front of these 2 pods that we've chosen.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it is quiet this week, isn't it? So we've got the option to nip down there and have a little go if we want to, or...
yeah, because there's only one other person on there down.
They're right in the corner.
Right in the bottom corner there. So we've got plenty of options if anything sort of happens. Well, something should happen throughout this trip. I'd like to think so.
I think fish have been caught here recently as well, so it has done fish. It's not like really shut up shop like some other venues have. So I think we've got a good chance.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Right, I'm eager to get some rods out. So
I think let's start getting set up and get a bit of bait in the water. I think.
Pond. Yeah, definitely. Cool. So my opening gambit then for this trip is 3 Ronnies, 2 of which are on milky malts, and I've got pink out there as well. And then, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here, which isn't the easiest of things to do when you're a man. And yeah, I'm just gonna pole them out just underneath this willow that's in front of me here that I spoke about at the start. And yeah, I'm gonna fish 2 out there, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do with the other one, maybe fish this margin or something like that. So yeah, all I'm using bait-wise is just some 8mm switch, 8mm bugs, and some 12mm as well. And that's just put into the spoon. And like I say, I'm just gonna ship it out under this tree here. Now, it's a little bit difficult to cast in this swim, hence the pole. So, right, I've got the deeper attached as well so that I can see the marginal shelf. But yeah, with this wind and these poles, it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. So what have I got there? 5 foot, so it is already coming up there. Right, okay, so bombs away. Right, so I'm fishing with backing leads on this just because we're quite close to that tree. I want a fairly tight line to it. So yeah, slide a backing lead out. Okay.
Right, well, I'm just about to start setting my rods out, and I've sort of been watching the water and trying to hatch out a bit of a plan. Now, I've obviously got a load of open water in front of me, and what's obvious and what Barry, the owner, has said to us is a lot of the guys fish to the far side. You've got a nice deep margin over there, loads of overhanging trees during the spring and summer. So I'm going to sort of pick an area that I think I can probably get to, and to be honest, if I can find something clean, I think I'm just going to bait it from the far side rather than spodding it up. You know, it's a small lake. I'm not sure how they're going to react to spodding. Sometimes it can kill it. So that'll be one area. Whether I put 1 or 2 rods on it, I'm not sure yet. And the other one, I've got the channel to this side, down my right-hand side here, which is normally fishable from the pod next door. Again, because we've got a bit of space, we've not got anyone else here at the minute. I can sort of send one down there. So I can sort of stand on this bank here, ship one under the willow. And I've got, he mentioned there's a hole along this margin on the island. So I can either find that, or I can try and go a little bit further. So I want to have a little look at that. So maybe 1 or 2 rods down there, small bit of bait, just sort of dropping them with a pole, nice little patch of bait, little setting a trap. And then I'll have like a main baited zone out here so that I can kind of move the rods around. Now, I'm going to fish like semi-slack lines and try and get liners because I want to try and gauge whether they're down there or whether they're out here. Once I start getting indication of where I think the fish are, I'll start moving some stuff around. But for now, I think I'm going to start leading up out there because these rods should hopefully be quite straightforward to put out. So let's get a mark rod out. What I will also do before I go too mad is I'm going to take another rod over there with the lead on it once I pop the float up when I find an area, and I can just check it from the other side. Yes, it gets a nice drop there. Sort of, there's like a post leaning out the ground. That's lovely. I think that's the one there. Yeah, get a nice bit of drop. Feels like a good bit of depth. Probably say it's about a rod length off of that bank by the look of it, but I won't know for certain until I get round there. Right, so I found my first spot on that far side. Leading around, I've gone really tight to the margin, and it was quite shallow. So I sort of pulled it off and then felt it drop down, sort of almost like the bottom of the shelf. Lovely little clean area, really obvious horizon marker as well. And actually, when I go around the far side, there's a lovely little platform that is a perfect sort of eye marker for when I'm baiting then. So found the spot, popped the float up, it was 6 foot, and I've gone around the other side, and what I've done is got like a grappling lead on my spod rod, and I've just lowered the lead in around it. Rather than me sending leads from here all the time, I can just lower it in over the top, and it's really clean around it. If I come any shorter, you can feel the lead coming up a shelf. Where I am at the 6 foot, it's nice and flat, and then it sort of drops again into some really soft sort of crappy stuff. There's like leaves and all sorts that I'm picking up all around that zone. It's nice and firm. It's not gravel. You're not really feeling it plug. It's almost like sand, so it's clearly been fed on at some point. So I may put 2 rods on it yet. Not too sure. I still want to investigate that area, but I'm going to get a rig on it now. So I'm fishing. I've got a rod out. I've gone round. I've baited it by hand. Just a little bit of 8mm bug, some crayfish mini mix and some bug pellet and that, just chuck that over the top. And then I'm going to do the same over this other side. I'm going to probably ship the pole out and just try and sort of set a trap down there. And the third rod, whether I chuck it on there or down there, I'm not sure yet, but let's start fishing anyway.
Well, there we have it. 24 pounds of Mill Lodge Retreat linear, broken linear, but a much needed linear, that's for sure. It's nice to finally get off the mark in 2025. I've had a couple of trips this year already and they've been a real struggle because the weather's not been great, but now we've got this pressure in at the moment. It's lovely low pressure. It's got me this one with only a few hours fishing as well. 8mm and 12mm bugs, along with a few 8mm switch as well. Over that milky malt Ronnie, done the do within a few hours. Wicked. Right, let's get him back, get the rod back out there. Bird's diving on me, which isn't ideal. We'll scare him off and get the rod back out. Put him back first, though, eh? Oh, wicked. There we go. Back to your freezing cold, very lovely pond. Oh, how graceful. Nice, nice. 20-pounder. Kick things off with. Hopefully a 30 next, eh? Cool. That's a nice way to start the morning.
It's not bad, is it? Well, you drop in here,
Well,
you get yourself in the flyer. The least you can do is let me hold
again.
one.
I've had enough of this from Hut Island. Stop banging on about it.
All right.
No, that's
well done, mate.
Yeah, no, cheers. Thanks for coming along and holding the fish for me. The carp.
So where did these ones come from?
Well, that one there is down from the edge, down to my left-hand side, which
Yep.
is ideal because I've always struggled to find a sort of second spot in this swim. So now that one's gone, I'm buzzing about that.
Nice.
And then this one was back off the island again, just out in front. So
Yeah, you clearly got a nice pod of fish out there.
yeah, I think
Hopefully
so,
those keep
mate.
going.
I think that it's mad that they're obviously in shallow water because with winter, a lot of people tend to think that they just go head to the deepest bit and stay there. But
Yeah.
obviously this is the shallow end of the lake and this is where I'm getting my bites from. So
Well, I think I might take a little mooch up that top end.
got to be
A
done,
bit
mate.
further up the island. There's clearly
Yeah.
a few fish up here, isn't there?
Yeah,
So
mate, definitely.
happy
Wicked.
days, mate.
Right, very nice. Right, let's get these photographed and slip back.
Awesome.
You're going to hold it for a photo as well, yeah? Of course you are.
Double don't know if I'll go that far.
Yeah. Wicked. Oh, just enjoying my third cup of tea this morning then. I'm mega hectic this morning, which is wicked, especially for January, because like I've elaborated earlier on, it's been a tough start to this winter series, and especially with Bonesy actually catching one and me not getting anything, that is mega tough. That's a bitter pill to swallow, that. It's taken him 10 years to catch a carp. Anyway, I've just finished a beautiful sausage, egg and bacon baguette. Bacon cooked to perfection, proper sausages as well. Absolutely lovely on a soft baguette. Luxury it is here. Honestly, the food is off the chain. Last night I had a chicken burger with dirty fries and it was to die for. So yeah, really enjoy the food when coming here, and obviously enjoy these pods, especially with it being the time of year. It's perfect place to be bringing your kids, bringing the missus, that little bit of a getaway. You've got hot tubs in every single one of the pods. You've got fire pits in all of them as well. The guys will provide logs for the fire pits. You've got heating in here. You've got fully stocked mini fridge. You've got a TV, double bed, bunk beds. Honestly, it is absolutely wicked here, and I do love coming here as well. And Barry and the guys that work here, they can't do enough for you. So if there's anything that you need whenever you come here as well, just speak up, because them guys will do whatever they can to help you out. So, and the fishing is amazing, which you've seen already. We've only been here 24 hours. I've had 3 bites from absolute worldies, and yeah, what more can you ask for a fishing trip any time of the year, but especially in January, of course. So Ollie's moved now. He's gone in the pod the other end of the island, which is a good move, to be honest, because he's sort of been fishing out in this open water area. We've got another guy up the end, and one of the bailiffs fished in pod 1, I believe it is. Nothing seems to be happening out in that open water section. It seems to obviously be out in front of me, which is this shallow water. Now 4 foot seems to be the kill zone, so I've said to Ollie, like, anything you can sort of find around the 4 foot depth seems to be where they like to be feeding at the minute. Like, I've had bites from the spot out in front, and the spot down to my left hand side, that's 4 foot as well. So that seems to be the zone that the fish are happy in at the moment. And yeah, we've got the weather on our side a little bit, really, because the pressure's dropped. A lot of my fishing is done on the pressure rather than the moon, the weather, this, that and the other. You know, I think when you get that pressure drop, 9 times out of 10, that's when the fishing's good, no matter what time of year it is. So, oh, cheers to that. Few bites on the winter series. What more could you ask for?
Right, I've now made my move. I'm now all set up, ready to go in pod 7, I think it is. I've got Mozza straight in front of me over there, and I'm sort of tucked up right out the way, right in that top end, around the back of the island. So there was definitely fish activity up here, because I was getting liners on the channel, which is over my left-hand shoulder here, and I had 2 rods up there, so I can now fish it with a different line angle. Hopefully I can try and nick something up there, and there's definitely some opportunities up here, I reckon. So before I get these rods out, right, so now is as good a time as any to just chat about the bait that I've been putting out. Now, I'm not using a lot of bait. Don't tend to use loads of bait on these winter trips. So I've not really changed an awful lot either. So if any of you guys have watched the Bramble Mere episodes, the Blue Pool episodes, it's a very similar mix in that. So in this bucket here, I've just mixed up a small amount at home I've got some crayfish mini mix. This time around I've got some bug pellet in there, which usually I'd use crayfish maxi mix, but only because I didn't prepare myself and I thought I had some and I didn't. So I've just got a bit of bug pellet in there. I've got some 15mm bug that I've doused with a little bit of Calanus Hydro and then let that soak for a couple of days. And then on top of that, I just give it a little dusting of the insect meal, and that's gone in there. And then that's pretty much it. The only other thing I've got in there is some of those 8mm, because in the winter 8mm are absolutely mega. I love these little boilies. So I've just got a few handfuls of those in there as well. And that's pretty much it really, so nothing too special. I just get a couple of handfuls in there. When you imagine you're dropping it out with a baiting pole or you're throwing it in by hand, you're getting a nice little spread. Don't want to be filling it in because they're not really moving around much. They're not going to be feeding tons. But that, you know, it's going to be more than enough to hopefully nick a bite. Now it's not obviously done me the do yet, but I've got every bit of faith that it's going to do me a bite in this swim. So I'm going to get some rods out, get fishing, try and get away from this rain.
Our right-hander's gone again. We have a lovely scaly one. Come on then, you. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, me back and leg's just fallen off. Oh no. You didn't like the look of the net then? Oh dear. Right. Come on then. In you come. In you come. Let's put the back line on and get the rod behind my head. Come here, you. Come here, you. Yay, got him. Lovely jubbly. Salted. He is a pretty one. That will definitely do for a lunchtime bite. Now Ollie's moved into the zone as well. We've seen some fizzing over there, so I'm sure it won't be long before he's got one of these freezing cold carp in his hands. The water is so cold here at the minute. I'm surprised, is he gonna stay? Stay. I'm surprised it's not even got a lid on it at the moment because the water's that cold, but we've still got that weather on our side, I guess, at the minute. But yeah, that is a lovely carp. So get that rod back out there. Another handful of switch and bug 8mm with them 12mm as well. Doing the do. Wicked. Oh, I love the winter fishing when it goes like this. It's not very often though. Thank you, fish.
Right, I've been chatting to Moz earlier, thinking he's been fishing with pop-ups and getting bites, and I'm sort of fishing hard on the deck. So I've come round to tie up a few pop-up rigs, and I'm halfway through tying my second rig, and my middle rod that I dropped earlier underneath the willow was gone. So yeah, talk about being in the right place, makes all the difference, doesn't it? I'm probably only really 30 yards round the bank from where I was earlier, last night, sorry. And it's taken probably a couple of hours, liners and all 3 rods, and this is the first one to go. Happy days. Let's just try and get him in the net, save this blank. Don't want to come in, does he? There we go. Pressure's off. I'm not going to lie, I did start to worry this morning when I woke up, found out he'd had 3 and I'd had none. I was like, oh, the old bum starts going, but that move's definitely paid off. Well happy now, I've caught. I can get that rod back out now and I feel every bit of confidence that I could get another one as well. Well, the pressure is well and truly off for me now in the new swim. We're about halfway through our trip now, and I've got this lovely, lovely mirror to thank for my efforts. So there's every chance as well, I think we could get another couple of bites out of this swim. The coots are still diving on that spot, but every time the coots were there, my liners stopped. And then every time the coots left, the liners started. So I need to try and find a way of keeping them coots away if I want to try and string a few bites together. Got my left-hander down this channel as well, that's doing liners. So hopefully the other rods go as well and we can try and find a bigger brother or sister from one of these. But wicked, great to be off the mark. Happy days. I think it's fair to say I've found where they are. Middle rod. I haven't even reached up the left-hander yet. I was just sharpening up the hook to chuck it out and the middle rod's gone again. So there's clearly a few fish out there. I've just seen it as well, it's a proper nice scaly one. Big old mouth on him. Oh, straight in. Wicked. Fish number 3. We'll check him out. Lovely, lovely scaly mirror. Now it's on that middle rod again. I hadn't even finished putting out the left-hand rod. Hadn't even got the rod out, and this one had gone. So that was less than 10 minutes, and it had gone again. Does seem to have quietened off now. Rods are all out. They're settled. I have had liners on the middle rod again, I'll give it a couple more hours and I'll probably rechuck them before last light. But what a carp this is. Probably low 20s, I reckon. Just over £20. But wicked. Biggest one of the trip yet. And hopefully we can get one more slightly bigger. Be nice to have one bigger than Moz. Brilliant. Beautiful, look at them scales. Lovely fish that. Come on Moz, one more. And I'll draw him with you. Pull your finger out, mate.
Oh, well, Ollie's just had a flurry of action. It sort of went quiet for me for some reason for the last couple of hours. Not that you can always say that, obviously, in winter, that your swim's gone quiet for a couple of hours, but yeah, we're definitely saying it this trip because we're both now getting bites, which is ideal. And yeah, the middle rod's busted off. That's the one under the willow. I've only had the one bite from down the edge here to the left. But yeah, it's great fun all the same, definitely. Like I say, nice to be getting bites and not sort of having to put a lot of bait in either. So yeah, it just makes the fishing a little bit easier when you're just putting that little bit of bait into a spoon, you know. So, right, here we go. He's coming under the rod tip here. There he is down there, lovely scaly carp. Yeah, feisty one. Yeah, feisty one. Oh, it's lovely though. It's lovely. Right, in you come. Yeah, lovely. Nice. Yeah, he's gorgeous, isn't he? That is a nice carp. Fish number 5. Lovely block of ice as well. Not that I'm complaining, of course, because we've got a nice, lovely warm cabin to warm your hands up in. But loving this fishing at the minute. And look at that for a carp. That is an absolute worldie, as I'm sure you would all agree. Beautiful, beautiful fishing, beautiful settings. What more could you want from winter? Love it. Sorted. Look at that. Service with a smile. Lovely. Good, man. No, it should be sweet. Oh, beautiful lasagna tonight with garlic bread, salad, chips. This is what the winter series is all about. Coming to places like this. Lovely. That was like 6th Street kill that was. What do you mean finally got one?
I'm shooting in between them. Here we go, look, 3 in a row. There's no one there. No, not now. That's that out the window.
I'm looking out across the map and there's no one there.
Well, having moved swims, I think you can all agree it really cements in. You've got to be in the right place to make sure you're catching them. Even more so this time of year, you know. You're going to have pods of fish, they're going to be grouped up, they're not moving around very much. You've got to find them. You can't just drop into swims and just hope for the best that they're going to be in front of you. You've got to be on your toes, having a look around. We've been very lucky here at Mill Lodge Retreat where it's been fairly quiet. We've been given the opportunity to move if we wanted to or needed to, and that's exactly what I did. You know, we got the inclination from where Mozza was getting his bites from that there could be some held up behind this island. Originally we started off thinking we'll try and keep them in there, let them move out, thinking they'd move more than they did, and they just didn't. So after 24 hours I've got straight in here. It really emphasises the fact that if it's not happening where you are, move. Doesn't matter what time, day or night. I know it can be aggro, and I know not all the time people want to move, especially when it's cold and all this sort, but if you don't do that, and if you're not keeping your eyes on the water and working out where they are, you're not going to have the same results, or you're not going to have the desired results that ideally you want. So it's a good time as any to sort of run through the rig that I've been catching them on. Now the rig is exactly the same as I've used in previous winter series. Not much has changed, if anything at all. So we'll start down at the bottom end here. I've got a bug half tone there, and it's one of those pastel orange ones. In those tubs you get two colours, you get the orange and the yellows. Really lovely sort of washed out colours. So all I've done is trim that in half and just sort of taken the edges off it and just tipped it with a little bunch of maggots there, give it a bit of a natural element. I've got a size 2 wide gate there, and you might be thinking, Jesus, size 2? But trust me, when you think about it, I said this to a few guys at a show this year, if you imagine a 15mm bottom bait next to that size 2, it really doesn't feel that big. And also, you know, the carp that we're catching here are sort of low to mid doubles. It's going in their mouths no problem, and I'm getting excellent hook holds. And not only that, I lose very little of what I hook. And it's something that I've sort of implemented in the last sort of year or two. That's probably the only thing really that's changed is my hook size. Going on from there, I've got some of the Tracker Raid braided hook link there. That's like an uncoated, very supple braid. And I've just got a very small section of that onto an all bright knot, which I just dabble a little bit of putty over that. And then that's the Tracker's fluoro link, just going up to, it's probably about 6-7 inches, sort of ideal length for me. On quick change style there, just got one of their anti-tangle sleeves onto a leg clip. That's one of the fused leg clips, that one. 4 ounce flat pair. Again, because we've got some shelves and stuff that we're fishing on, similar to like what Moz said, I don't want it rolling down the bank and everything, and I've always got loads of flat pairs in my armoury, so 4 ounce there, just to hold bottom, and a little tail rubber, and they've got a no leader bound on here. Usually I like to use like a bit of lead-free leader, but all I've done is just take that straight off, and I'm just fishing naked straight through onto that mono. So that is pretty much it. Not really anything, you know, nothing wonderful about it. It's just a very simple setup for me. It's something I take absolutely anywhere, and it's doing the do so far. So let's get that rig back out there and see if we can nab another one. Right, well, on the last morning, I've had one on first light. I'm just sitting here enjoying a coffee in my lodge, watching the sunrise, and my left hand has been getting liners for like 20 minutes. So I knew it was going to go, sure enough. Tips wrapped round, took a bit of line, and I've got a lovely little mirror on its way to the net. So let's get this one in. It'll be a nice way to round off the morning. Go on, in you go. There we go. Lovely times. What a sunrise as well. Lovely, lovely winter's morning. Oh. Well, what a lovely, lovely wake-up call this morning here at Mill Lodge Retreat. I've had such a lovely time. Barry and the team here have been absolutely mega, feeding us, keeping us well entertained, everything. Just the whole level of service here is brilliant. Make sure you get yourself booked on down here if you want to enjoy a comfy bit of winter's fishing. This is a lovely little scaly one I had on first light. I've also had another one on my left-hand rod down there as that sun was beaming down in that channel. That one hooked round, and I've got another one as well. So unfortunately, Moz has had to leave us. He was up all night last night with a bit of flu, so bless him, he's on his way home. Hope he gets better soon. Make sure you subscribe to DNA's YouTube channel to make sure you stay in touch with everything that's there and everything that's coming up in the future. Thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.